Horror films have long been a cornerstone of Hollywood releases, captivating audiences with their thrilling narratives and hair-raising twists. And with the upcoming slate, the trend shows no signs of slowing down. So, brace yourselves for the terror that awaits, as the 2024-25 horror lineup promises to keep audiences craving more. The Crow, June 7, 2024. Imagine a cool, edgy flick hitting the screens in 2024. It's The Crow, but with a fresh coat of paint. This time around, we're diving into a gritty urban world where Eric Draven, a musician, gets a second shot at life after a horrible tragedy. With some supernatural mojo and a mystical crow buddy, Eric's out for justice against the bad guys who did him and his fiancée wrong. What's cool about this reboot is that it nods to the OG while bringing in some new stuff to keep us hooked. Rupert Sanders, the brain behind Foundation and Ghost in the Shell, is steering this ship, and Bill Skarsgård is stepping into Eric's shoes. It's like a modern twist on the classic graphic novel by James O'Barr. Plus, we've got Laura Byrne, Danny Houston, Isabel Way, and even FKA Twigs in the mix. The Watchers, June 7, 2024. The Watchers, a spooky flick hitting theaters soon. Written and directed by Ishana Night Shyamalan, it's based on A.M. Shine's gripping novel. Troubles are just beginning when she seeks shelter and ends up trapped with three strangers. As if A Quiet Place Day 1, June 28, 2024. So you know that movie A Quiet Place with all the shushing? Well, they're expanding the universe with a new flick called A Quiet Place Day 1. It's a prequel showing the chaos of the very first day those creepy alien creatures started wreaking havoc. Instead of John Krasinski calling the shots this time, Michael Sarnowski, the brains behind Pig, is taking the director's chair. And get this! Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things are headlining, along with Alex Wolff. Plus, Jimon Hunsu's making a comeback after his stint in A Quiet Place Part 2. Filming took place in London, capturing the eerie atmosphere of this apocalyptic world, and now Paramount Pictures is gearing up to unleash the terror. So mark your calendars and brace yourself for a nail-biting cinematic experience unlike any other. Maxine, July 5, 2024. Maxine is the next scarefest from T West, set to hit screens on July 5, 2024. It's the third chapter in the X series and picks up where X left off, following Mia Goth's character Maxine as she chases her Hollywood dreams while dodging the Night Stalker in 1985 Los Angeles. The cast is killer, featuring Elizabeth Debicki, Moses Sumney, Michelle Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, Lily Collins, Halsey, Giancarlo Esposito, and Kevin Bacon. Production wrapped in May 2023 after 7 weeks of shooting in Los Angeles. The hype's been building since a teaser trailer dropped in 2022, and recently, a first-look image got fans buzzing even more. 22 Long Legs, July 12, 2024. Nicolas Cage is back in the horror game with Long Legs, set to give you chills in 2024. Directed by Osgood Perkins, this thriller follows FBI agent Lee Parker, played by Maika Monroe, as she dives into a cold case that's anything but ordinary. With disturbing discoveries and a hint of the occult, it's a race against time to stop another tragedy. Cage steps into the shoes of the elusive serial killer, while Alicia Witt and Blair Underwood round out the cast. Get ready for some serious suspense. Lumina, July 12th. Lumina, a sci-fi horror flick, is the brainchild of Gino J.H. McCoy, who wrote and directed it. The production boasts a team including Gino J.H. McCoy, Linda McCoy, David Seychelle, and Hudson McCoy, with Tom Noble serving as the editor. Now onto the juicy stuff. Lumina follows Alex's wild ride after his girlfriend Tatiana vanishes in a blinding flash. Traumatized, Alex, his buddies, and a conspiracy nut hit the desert, where they face all sorts of unexpected hurdles, forcing them to fight for survival and uncover some life-altering truths. Along the way, the film delves into the psychological fallout when a loved one disappears, spicing things up with action and horror to give sci-fi a fresh emotional kick. Trap, August 2nd, 2024. M. Night Shyamalan is back with another mind-bender, Trap, hitting theaters on August 2nd, 2024. While details are sparse, it's teased as a psychological thriller set at a concert, so you know things are gonna get twisty. Josh Hartnett's reportedly in the mix, but Warner Brothers hasn't spilled all the beans on the cast yet. With Shyamalan's track record for surprises, you can bet this one will keep you on the edge of your seat. Alien Romulus, August 16, 2024. This will be a fresh dose of terror in the Alien universe with Alien Romulus, the 7th flick in the franchise. Directed by Fede Alvarez, this standalone film introduces a new crew facing off against the dreaded xenomorphs. While it's set in the same universe, it's carving its own path with a new set of characters. Starring Isabella Merced and Kaylee Spenny, this sci-fi horror follows young space colonizers encountering nightmare fuel on a rundown space station. Just a heads up, the timeline's a bit wonky. It's set 20 years after the original 1979 flick. Speak No Evil, September 13, 2024. In 2024, one of the notable horror films is an American remake of the 2022 Danish movie Speak No Evil. Directed by James Watkins, known for his work on Black Mirror's Shut Up and Dance, this psychological horror flick follows a family's weekend country trip that takes a dark turn. Leading the cast are James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, and Scott McNairy. The remake is set to hit theaters on September 13, 2024. Smile 2, October 18, 2024. Directed by Parker Finn, Smile 2 is the sequel to the 2022 psychological horror film. It follows a therapist who becomes entangled in terrifying supernatural events after witnessing a patient's suicide. Paramount continues distribution for this installment, with Finn returning as director. The film is scheduled for release on October 18, 2024, and features Kyle Gallner, Naomi Scott, Lucas Cage, and Rosemary DeWitt in the cast. Rosemary DeWitt previously starred as Amy Bowen in Poltergeist. The prequel Smile set the stage for this chilling sequel back in 2022. Smile 2 brings back the franchise with a new chapter, although specific plot details are yet to be confirmed. Alongside Gallner, Scott, Gage, and DeWitt, the cast includes Dylan Galula, Raul Castillo, and Miles Gutierrez-Riley. There's hope for Marty Matulis to reprise his role as the Smile monstrosity, but his involvement remains unconfirmed. Finn helms both directing and writing duties for the sequel, which was filmed in Hudson Valley, New York from January to March 2024. Terrifier 3, October 25, 2024. Terrifier 3, the third installment in Damien Leone's gruesome horror series, continues the blood-soaked saga of Art the Clown, portrayed by David Howard Thornton. Set during Christmas time, the film sees Art spreading chaos and terror throughout Miles County on Christmas Eve. Lauren Lavira reprises her role as Sienna, while Damien Leone returns as both director and writer. This latest addition to the Terrifier franchise promises more of the intense horror that fans have come to expect. While specific plot details are still under wraps, Samantha Scafidi joins the cast in a significant role as Victoria Hayes. Alongside Thornton and Lavira, the confirmed cast includes Chris Jericho as Burke, Elliot Fulham as Jonathan Shaw, and Lauren Lavira as Sienna, reprising her role from Terrifier 2. Scheduled for a theatrical release in October 2024, just in time for Halloween, Terrifier 3 is sure to send shivers down the spines of horror enthusiasts everywhere. Nosferatu, December 25, 2024. Robert Eggers is breathing new life into the classic horror tale with his remake of Nosferatu, originally directed by F.W. Murnau in 1922. Eggers takes on the role of both writer and director for this reboot, crafting his own interpretation of the story. Bill Skarsgård steps into the iconic role of Count Orlok, the vampire fixated on a young woman named Ellen, portrayed by Lily Rose Depp. This fresh take on Nosferatu promises to captivate audiences with its chilling atmosphere and stellar cast. Joining Depp and Skarsgård are Emma Corrin, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Nicholas Hoult, Willem Dafoe, Ralph Ineson, and Simon McBurney. Adrift, TBD 2024. Darren Aronofsky and Jared Leto might have a horror treat in store for audiences in 2024 with Adrift. This project has been in development for some time and marks the second collaboration between Aronofsky and Leto since Requiem for a Dream. Described as a supernatural ghost story set aboard a ship, Adrift is an adaptation of a short story by Koji Suzuki. Produced by horror studio Blumhouse, the film has been eagerly anticipated by fans. While production was initially slated to begin in 2023, the possibility of a 2024 release date for Adrift remains on the horizon. Baghead, TBD 2024. Baghead introduces audiences to Kevin, a man in search of answers who crosses paths with a shape-shifting witch named Baghead. This spine-chilling tale marks the feature-length directorial debut of Alberto Corredor, who previously helmed a short film of the same name. The cast includes Freya Allen from The Witcher, along with Jeremy Irvine, Saffron Burrows and Peter Mullen, promising a riveting and eerie experience for viewers. The Auditors, January 10, 2025. The Auditors, Nikki's purchase of M.D. Pope thrusts her into a harrowing ordeal when she encounters torture at the hands of an auditor, revealing the grim reality of financial oversight. Directed and written by Kieran Johnston, the film stars Jason Impey, Rami Hilmi, and Andrea Sandell, offering a chilling exploration of the consequences of ignorance in the face of ruthless scrutiny. Expected to release on January 10, 2025, The Auditors promises to captivate audiences with its dark narrative and suspenseful themes. Wolfman, January 17, 2025. Excitement is brewing as director Leigh Whannell, following the success of The Invisible Man, turns his attention to reviving another classic Universal Monsters character this year. There's this cool new flick in the works called Wolfman, starring Christopher Abbott. It's not the first time we've seen a werewolf on screen, but this one's shaping up to be a real howler. Directed by Leigh Whannell, who's known for his spooky stuff, and with a screenplay cooked up by some talented folks, including Corbett Tuck, Lauren Schuker Bloom, and Rebecca Angelo. The story? Picture it's a moonlit night, and our main man, Lawrence Larry Talbot, played by Abbott, is trying to keep his family safe from a ferocious werewolf. Universal had this grand plan to revamp all their classic monsters, but after a bit of a stumble with The Mummy, they decided to switch gears. They gave more freedom to the filmmakers and scrapped the shared universe idea. That opened the door for Whannell and his team to bring their vision of Wolfman to life. Filming kicked off in New Zealand, and we're eagerly awaiting the release on January 17, 2025. Megan 2.0, May 16, 2025. Directed by Gerard Johnstone, Megan 2.0 promises to up the ante on the horror scale while still serving up that perfect blend of humor and creepiness. After the massive success of the first film, it was only a matter of time before Megan made her comeback. The original cast members Allison Wilson and Violet McGraw are back on board, and they're joined by the talented Ivana Sakno, known for her role in Ahsoka. Originally slated for a January 2025 release, the film has now been pushed back to May 16, 2025, giving it the prime spot for maximum box office impact. But don't worry, this delay isn't due to any production hiccups. It's all about strategic planning. As for the story, get ready for Megan to evolve in some unexpected ways. After transferring her AI processing system to Gemma's virtual home assistant, Elsie, Megan might be taking on a whole new form. With revenge on her mind and a thirst for power, Megan could be more dangerous than ever. The Black Phone 2, June 27, 2025. Yes, The Black Phone is getting a sequel, and it's bringing back director Scott Derrickson to steer the ship once again. Set to hit screens on June 27, 2025, the follow-up promises more thrills and chills, especially with Ethan Hawke reprising his role as the sinister grabber. If you missed the first installment, it's about a young boy named Finney who finds himself trapped in a basement by the creepy grabber, played by Hawke. But here's the twist. Finney discovers a disconnected phone that allows him to communicate with the grabber's past victims, who are dead set on helping him escape. The original film was a hit, both commercially and critically, scooping up awards left and right. With its success, it's no surprise that the studio greenlit a sequel. Derrickson made it clear that bringing back Hawke was essential for him, and now that it's happening, fans can expect another spine-tingling adventure. Derrickson even dropped some hints about a possible crossover with another project he's been involved in, so keep your eyes peeled for any Easter eggs. The Bride, October 3, 2025. Christian Bale is stepping into the shoes of Frankenstein's creature in Maggie Gyllenhaal's upcoming film, The Bride, but his portrayal seems to be following a peculiar trend in recent movie remakes. The classic monsters have been making a comeback lately, with Frankenstein's monster is no exception. With Guillermo del Toro's take on the tale set for 2024 and The Bride hitting screens in 2025, it's clear that these iconic monsters are still capturing audiences' imaginations. The Bride is a remake of the 1935 horror classic Bride of Frankenstein, with Bale donning the iconic stitched look. However, what's catching attention is a modern twist. Bale's Frankenstein sports a tattoo on his chest, adding a contemporary flair to the character. This move seems to align with the current trend in horror remakes, where characters are given a more punk vibe. While some fans have expressed mixed feelings about this departure from tradition, there's still plenty of excitement surrounding Bale's portrayal. After all, Bale is no stranger to iconic roles, having left his mark as Batman in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Plus, his reunion with Gyllenhaal, his former co-star from The Dark Knight, promises some electrifying chemistry on screen. Blade, November 7, 2025. Blade is set to close out Phase 5 of the MCU's multiverse saga, hitting theaters on Friday, November 7, 2025. Mahershala Ali steps into the iconic role of Blade, previously portrayed by Wesley Snipes. Ali expressed a deep connection to the character, even providing a brief voice cameo in Eternals to signal Blade's supernatural presence. Joining him is screen legend Delroy Lindo, although his role remains under wraps. Unfortunately, Aaron Pierre exited the project in early 2024, and it's unclear if Kit Harington will appear following the Eternals teaser. Details on the plot are scarce, but Blade's history of battling vampires and supernatural foes suggests we're in for some thrilling encounters. Previous films saw Blade facing off against vampires, trying to harness his blood, and even Dracula himself. With the MCU delving deeper into the occult, expect Blade to confront some truly terrifying adversaries. Jan Demange, known for 71 and White Boy Rick, takes the directorial reins, with Michael Starbury penning the script. Bassam Tariq originally helmed the project, but departed due to scheduling conflicts and creative differences. The script has undergone multiple revisions, with Ali expressing confidence in the project's direction. A Quiet Place Part 3, TBD 2025. In May 2021, Emily Blunt disclosed that John Krasinski had intentions for a third installment of A Quiet Place, envisioning it as a trilogy and waiting to gauge the reception of the second film. Confirming Krasinski's involvement as director once again, Blunt reiterated in July that plans for a third film were underway, distinct from the spin-off movie. Finally, in February 2022, A Quiet Place Part 3 was formally announced, slated for release in 2025. Well, that's it for today. Which film are you most excited to see? Are you looking forward to the classic monsters making a comeback? Or are you eager to dive into the thrilling worlds of new and original stories? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on all things horror. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one.